Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and welcome to News Talk with yours truly, Chris Anu, and as usual, coming to you from the great state of Texas, precisely Houston, Texas. It's a privilege to come to you tonight with what is going on in Ambazonia, what we call the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. But before I take you there, I'd like you to do me the favor, please. If you are watching by way of social media, go ahead, hit that share button. Hit your share button. Let us quickly populate the platform before I get back with the real business of the day. Please do not touch your remote. I am going to be right back in less than a minute. Stay put. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once more, thank you for tuning in tonight. And I'd like to say good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once more to News Talk tonight, where truth meets action and your voice finds power. I'm your host, as usual, Chris Anu, and here's what I bring to you tonight. First, major legal news. Abdul Karim has finally filed an appeal, setting the stage for a critical new chapter in his case against La République du Cameroon. Will we break down what it means and where the battle goes from here? Then, an unprecedented moment in our movement. Leaders have convened not once but twice this past week in the back-to-back meetings, forging paths towards greater unity and action. We will bring you inside the rooms where the history is being shaped. And finally, a crucial conversation you need to hear. A special TPS meeting is on the way on Wednesday precisely, with major implications for our community's future and protection. What's at stake and how you can make a difference. We've got it all covered for you tonight. Stay tuned. It is a packed, powerful hour ahead, and it starts right now. Is happening in the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Please do me the favor, go ahead and hit your share button. Let those who are watching by way of social media join the broadcast tonight. If you are watching by way of Facebook, hit your share button. But if you are watching by way of YouTube, please do also the same. Let others know. The anchor man is not just live, he is alive. As you can see, it's really me. This is not AI, it is Chris Anu, the anchor man. If you're watching by way of satellite television in all of Africa, it's a pleasure to have you. Please let somebody know the anchor man is live. And I take you, ladies and gentlemen, to what is happening as far as Ambazonia is concerned. So much has been happening, and it's been a while. I have been here live because of my traveling in and out of the country, but I come today with a briefing to what we have been doing in the background to save the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. I am quite excited, very, very excited coming to you today. But I start from Yaoundé. I start from Yaoundé, where Abdul Karim, ladies and gentlemen, is appealing his life sentence. Abdul Karim is appealing his life sentence that came down last week from a military tribunal in La République du Cameroon. Abdul Karim is appealing that sentence in a civil court. That means a civilian court, not in a military court. You will recall that that sentence took place in Yaoundé's military court from a military judge. But the appeal is actually taking place in a civilian court. I will be talking about that. I just want you to stay put in a minute so that some technical stuff here can be taken care of. I will be right back in less than a minute. Stay put.
Thrive America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country. Thrive America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for that mix-up there. I think we should be all set with this technical fault here. As you can see, that is Abdul Karim. Abdul Karim, just about a week ago, Abdul Karim was sentenced by La République du Cameroon's military tribunal to a life sentence, life imprisonment in Yaoundé. And he was actually sentenced in absentia, in spite of the fact that they have him in custody. In fact, they've had him in custody for more than 2 years running. But you took an appeal. Why? Abdul Karim's appeal against the life sentence slammed on him by the Cameroon Military Tribunal is not an act of capitulation, nor does it legitimize the authority of Cameroonian courts over him. Far from it. It is a strategic and courageous move aimed at exposing the illegitimacy of the process itself and reaffirming his fundamental position. He is not a citizen of La République du Cameroon. He is Ambazonian. Karim's appeal rests firmly on four pillars. First, it is about establishing clearly and permanently that he is a citizen of the Southern Cameroons, an occupied territory, and not of La République du Cameroon. International law is explicit. An occupying power is responsible for issuing civil documentation to those it occupies, but that does not confer citizenship or sovereignty. Second, Abdul rejects the idea that he can be tried for alleged offenses committed in another country, the Southern Cameroons, by a foreign military tribunal sitting in Yaoundé's La République du Cameroon. An occupier's military court has no jurisdiction over the people of an occupied land, he believes. Third, Karim is clear if La République du Cameroon insists on trying him, it must be before a civilian court located within the Southern Cameroon, that is either in Bamenda or in Boya. Under common law, not in Yaoundé where the foreign civil law system reigns and jurisdiction is questionable, doesn't exist. And fourth, his appeal is not with the military tribunal in La République du Cameroon that wrongly judged him. It is lodged with a civilian court, precisely to underscore the illegality of using military courts against civilians, especially civilians from an occupied territory. This appeal is therefore not an admission of guilty, no recognition of La République du Cameroon's sovereignty and authority. It is an act of defiance, a deliberate, lawful resistance that shines a spotlight on Cameroon's occupation, its judicial abuses, and its political fraudulence. Abdul Karim stands not just for himself, but for the truth of the Southern Cameroon's cause, that we are a people under illegal occupation, and that we will resist injustice at every turn, in the streets, in the courts, and on the world stage. On the world stage, ladies and gentlemen. And so we are waiting to hear what La République du Cameroon courts will say, whether they will accept the appeal filed in a civilian court, different from the military court that sentenced him. We are waiting to see. And do not forget, as I just stated a moment ago, Abdul Karim is a citizen of the Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia, and we practice common law in Ambazonia, in the Southern Cameroons. But in Yaoundé, that is the capital of La République du Cameroon, they practice French law called civil law. So we are waiting to see what the response will be. If there is any smidgen of legality practiced in that country, because if there is any, we will be waiting to hear that the civilian court has taken the appeal filed by Abdul Karim. We are waiting for that. We hope that happens. Until then, we wait to hear. Please stay tuned.
Thrive America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricatv@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricatv@gmail.com.
All right, thank you for staying put in there. At this moment, I bring you my talking point for the day, talking about the meeting of Ambazonian leaders to come up with the Leadership Solidarity Pact that was announced very recently. That is what will be the subject of my talking points for tonight. And I will take you there, but before I do that, I want you to know that this is a new dawn for the Ambazonian struggle, a new beginning, and we hope that every one of you out there buys into this mission. And if you've been standing by the wayside, please, the moment has come for you to join. They say it's better late than never. And yes, how true that rings today. For too long, the cry for unity has echoed across our land. From the valleys of Manu to the highlands of Ngoketunjia, from the shores of India to the savannas of Bui. Today, that cry has not gone unanswered. At long last, something historic has taken shape. A Leadership Solidarity Pact has been signed by frontline leaders and stakeholders of our independence movement. It may have taken too long to come. Yes, but it has come. It has come, and it is the most important development our revolution has seen in a very long time. In the Leadership Pact, Ambazonian leaders have agreed to a profound commitment, that which everyone must cherish. They have agreed to set aside differences, to prioritize collective interests over personal ambitions. They agreed to coordinate actions, policies, and messaging so that our people, our allies, and the world see a united front. They agreed to share resources, intelligence, and strategy to enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of our resistance. They pledge to ensure transparency, mutual respect, and accountability among themselves. And they have committed to the principle that no single group or organization or individual can or should lay claim to this revolution. It belongs to all Ambazonia. This pact, this sacred covenant, is monumental, not just because it was signed, but because it confronts the one thing that many of us have long condemned, that is division. For years, division has been our greatest weakness, exploited mercilessly by our oppressors in Yaoundé and their enablers. But today, Ambazonia sends a message, a new one. We are standing as one people, one voice, and one destiny. Yes, some groups were not at the table to sign. That is a fact. But hear me and hear me very well. The hand of fellowship was extended to all. No one was excluded. No one was abandoned. This pact is not a clique. It is not a club. It is a foundation, open and welcoming to every willing heart that carries the flame of freedom. Let me be clear here, ladies and gentlemen. The signing of the pact is not the end of the journey. It is merely the beginning. The real work begins now. It begins with building upon this platform and pulling every Ambazonian group, every activist, every stakeholder, and every freedom fighter on board. Because when unity is real, it grows, it multiplies, it draws in even the skeptics and the wary. Let this truth resound across Ambazonia and beyond. Unity is strength, unity is victory, unity is survival. No one group, no one leader, no one organization, no matter how gifted or resourced, can liberate Ambazonia alone. Anyone who believes otherwise is not helping Ambazonia. They are aiding La République du Cameroon. Again, they are aiding La République. That is the brutal truth. Lone wolves are easily hunted. Divided houses easily fall. But a united Ambazonia is an unconquerable force. Now that hope has returned among our leaders, the challenge shifts to you, the Ambazonian citizen. This pact is not a magic one. It will only bear fruit if you seize this moment. We have a window of opportunity this year. I said this before, and we dare not let it pass us by. To those who demanded unity, the moment you'd clamor for has arrived. Now it is your time to act. Support must pour in like never before to revamp and strengthen our brave restoration fighters who stand as a shield of our revolution, our struggle, our cause, to aid our refugees who dwelt in foreign lands, yearning for a home they were forced to flee, to support our political detainees and prisoners of conscience, whose sacrifice shames us if we fail to stand with them. To the interim government of Ambazonia, I need not remind you that this struggle is where it is today, mostly because of you. Now hear this clarion call. It is time to reorganize our local government areas, our counties too. Every local government area and county leader must arise now. This is the time to be counted. Revive your structures, reconnect with your people, mobilize resources, reorganize your administrative councils. If you want to be counted when the pages of Ambazonian history are written, you must begin now, today, not tomorrow. The dawn has broken. The light of unity pierces the gloom of doubt. And somewhere in La République du Cameroon's Yaoundé, a worried regime trembles, for they know that a united Ambazonia is a terrifying sight for tyrants, the tyrants in their country. This is the hour, this is the season, this is the fight of our lives. Let every Ambazonian rise, rally, and respond to this new call. Victory is not handed to the divided. It is seized by the united. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my monologue for you today. I am being joined right now by the Honorable Chris Ajua, who happens to be the chair of the Restoration Council of Ambazonia. It's a pleasure to have you, sir. I think you are muted out there. I think you are muted. Comrade Ajua is muted. Ladies and gentlemen, Comrade Ajua, you are muted. Your microphone doesn't appear to be on. Why you correct that? Let me see if Comrade Lehman is can you hear me, sir? Comrade Lehman, it's a pleasure having you, sir.
I think I've been muted too.
I can hear you. I hear you. Go on.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right. Good to see you. You can bend your camera slightly. That will be awesome, please.
Is it better now?
That is better. Good to see you, sir. How are you doing today?
Can't complain. Thank you very much, and thank you for extending the greetings to my family. And I hope you're also doing well.
I am doing excellent out here by God's grace and His grace only. Let me get back to the Honorable Chris. As you
Can you hear me now?
I think he is
Can you hear me
reconnected.
now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Pleasure to have you, sir.
Yes, I had to sort of like refresh the link. Yes, thank you, Comrade Chris, and thank you also for the introduction. Just a correction there. I am the vice chair of the Restoration Council.
The vice chair, I was right.
Yes, and the honorable, and there is the chair lady.
Right.
Yes. Thank you for the invitation to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to have both of you joining me on the set. You listen to my monologue. Let's start from Abdul Karim briefly before we transit to the subject of the day that has to do with Ambazonian leaders unity. You listen to my monologue on Abdul Karim filing an appeal against his life sentence from La République du Cameroon. Now, you will recall that Abdul Karim was not taken to that courtroom, though he was and remains in their custody, but he was sentenced in absentia. I asked the question, it doesn't make sense to me that somebody is in your custody, but you go to court and sentence him in absentia. What did you make of that, Honorable Chris?
Yes, thank you, Comrade Chris. Just to begin with, Karim Abdul is a prisoner of conscience. He is not supposed to be in La République's jail. La République doesn't have any jurisdiction over the area where he was arrested. So, and being a lawless country, a failed state, that does not even respect their own constitution, they believe that they can do anything that they want with impunity. Essentially, that is what is happening, and they want to use this to show to sort of like make an example of anybody who attempts to challenge either their jurisdiction or the ways they operate within the Southern Cameroons. They know it very well that what they are doing is illegal. But because they think that they are all and all and there is nobody to challenge them, since they don't even have the rule of law, they can do anything that they want. And Abdul Karim Ali is what he's doing is correct. Refusing to be tried in La République de Cameroon and seeking an appeal within the civilian court. He's supposed to. Why did they even take him to military court? Why? That, again, is just one way that La République wants to show, sort of like that they have the power of control. They have the power to control the Southern Cameroons, which they have annexed, and they are occupying. That is how those countries, those lawless countries behave. And if the international community allows some things like this to stand, it means it can happen anywhere in the world. Any country, any country in the world can attack another country, seize their territory, and claim it. That is exactly the lesson, the message the international community is sending. So if you look around the world and things like this are happening, it is the message that the international community is sending, that La République du Cameroon, run by Paul Biya, and of course as a proxy, can go and seize another country that under of from even way back from the League of Nations to the through the United Nations, have equal had equal call it equal rights. They have been allowed to annex another La République to annex another country. It means they are sending a message to the entire world that you can go ahead and do the same thing. That's what is happening. So this is a bigger picture. What Karim Abdul Ali is doing is correct. We have to challenge French Cameroon, their behavior. That has to be done.
All right, let me turn to Dennis. Dennis, give us your take on this. Again, this is about Abdul Karim filing appeal against his life sentence from a military court in La République du Cameroon. Again, Abdul Karim was held in custody, and he has been in custody for 2 years, but the military tribunal sat there in Yaoundé in his backyard right away from the cell where he's being held, and sentenced him to life imprisonment. And now he is appealing in the civilian court. What is your take? What do you make of this, sir?
Thank you very much, Comrade Chris. I think this is a sad situation that has befallen us. I think the sentencing of Abdul Karim is a very, very disheartening situation, unfortunately. I think the lawyer took the right steps, because we need to go through the national jurisdiction before he can now contact the international human rights court to plead his case. So I think the lawyers are on track, and we don't actually expect any better from La République. That is an occupational force on our territory. So taking a civilian to a military court and sentencing them for life without any outline crime, right? It's just part of the process of, subjugating our people, and to set an example that no one else should stand for our people. So I think it's unfortunate, but I think the lawyers have done their best to put the case on track. Now they have the ability and the opportunity to present their case at the International Human Rights Court. And I think that is a great thing that the legal team for Abdul Karim put up. Thank you very much.
All right, wonderful. Now, I'd like to take you guys to the case of the meeting of Ambazonian leaders back in Africa over the weekend, something that I have described as a new dawn and a new hope for the Ambazonian struggle for independence. Honorable, I would like to come to you. I know you've been watching the events play out. I'd like to get your take on what you saw, the press statement, the Solidarity Pact, and the press briefing of last Saturday. What do you make of all this? What are you thinking in your mind seeing all this?
Comrade Chris, in my mind, I'm thinking exactly what most Ambazonians who are for our freedom, our liberation, and the taking back of our, getting back our sovereignty are thinking. This pact was that event itself was great. It is a step. It is a big stepping stone. We have been building different stepping stones from the point from when this particular struggle started in October 2016. But of course, Ambazonians have been fighting French Cameroon for more than 60 years. But we have had hurdles along the way, and in the struggle itself in earnest started in October 2016, and by November of the next year, French Cameroon declared war on our people. So there have been different stages of this struggle, and we have gone through a lot where there has been division, different fractions, misunderstandings, mistrust, call it personality conflicts, fighting for positions and all that. But the fact that this pact took place is like you are building different stages of a pyramid, and you are coming up the stairs of that pyramid to get to the top. That is our journey. Our journey is to get to the peak. So we have gone to another rung of that pyramid, another step of that pyramid, and we will get to the top of that pyramid. So Ambazonian should encourage our leaders who came together in order to achieve this pact. The ones that have not joined us should seriously consider joining. They should think about putting their differences aside and joining, so that we can achieve what I use the word authentic Ambazonian, those who are for our total freedom, so that we can achieve that goal to get into Boya. We should also realize that lots of times we have even been advised within the international community. A good example would be Ambassador Tibonash. He has always been calling for unity amongst Ambazonians, amongst our leaders. And it is through that unity that the international community will realize that truly these people are united, and they are doing this because they want to free their people. That is a good sign. The work is not complete. We will not give up on those that have not joined. We will continue. But those people not joining is not going to stop us from doing what is right, doing the rightful thing. When every opportunity comes up for Ambazonians to continue on that train ride to Boya, they will stay on the train and keep going. Nothing is going to hold us back. Nothing. Even it doesn't even matter whether everybody is on board or not. We will continue. And in reality, there has never been a situation where everybody agrees with policy, regardless of the policy. There are always those that will oppose. There is always the opposition. It doesn't matter even whether they are just 1 or 2% or a fraction of a percent. They will always be there. And again, just to repeat the point, they are not going to detract us from what we are trying to achieve.
All right. Dennis, let's get your take on this, please.
Comrade Chris, are you there?
I'm there. Go on.
Okay. Thank you very much, Comrade Chris. I really want to use this time to thank you for the leadership you've shown, and the humility for all the parties concerned to come together and try to forge this way forward. But I really want us to start from the beginning and understand why we are here today. You know, a lot of things have happened since 2016. We have had ups, we have had downs, and for us to have leadership like like you guys coming together, I think it marks the beginning of a new era. And what I hope to see now is for the leaders, or those who have shown up to be leaders and taken the mantle, to realize that this is not about them. It's about the people of Ambazonia and those fighting every day on the ground, going through the subjugation from La Republique. I hope that this will be the time for the people to be seen less and their works be seen more. So I'm hoping that at this level, the leaders who have come together will humble themselves, get back into their closet, talk to each other, and let us come up with a social contract. The problem we have faced is the lack of rules of engagement, because we had situations where individuals took lone actions and it has cost us a lot. So with this new unity move, what I'm expecting to see is for all Ambazonians to meet in their various host countries. Let us craft rules of engagement and let us set up a structure that will show unity and present a united front to the whole world. I think if we take those steps, it's going to bring our people back on the restoration trajectory. And I think that with the meeting, with the pact you guys have signed, we need to step up, be humble, be honest, and sincere with each other. We need the mandate of the people. That is why we need to go back, revive our communities, inject new blood in them, bring up new leadership that will deviate from the path we have been on for the past 8 years. And when I say new leadership is, we have to come, start from afresh, look where we went wrong, look where we had it right, and build from there. That is the only way forward. And I think this is a beginning of a great era. Thank you very much.
Yeah, when you talk about going back and to the people and rebuilding where we started from, I would like to know exactly what you have in mind, because I'm aware you have for quite a while now. You kept talking about some community alignment, something like that. If you can give us a clearer picture of what is in your mind as far as reorganizing is concerned, maybe you could help.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chris, for asking this very important question. I think Ambazonians don't exist in a vacuum. We have seen communities like the Jewish communities, the Palestinian communities, the Taiwan communities, who are out of their community, their state country or their territory, how you might call it. What happens is we have thousands of Ambazonians out of Ambazonia. Most of them belong to one group or the other, governed by one leadership or the other. We know from experience that we cannot have 5 people here in the US each time going to the State Department presenting different facets of leadership. What we need right now is for our people to come together in their various host countries, form a strong Southern Cameroon structure, present a united front to that authority. When they go out to speak, they speak as representatives of the Republic of Ambazonia or the former Republic of Southern Cameroon. What we don't need right now is for lone wolves or leaders to go out there representing their small groups. We need the leadership to form a structure. When they go out there, they speak on behalf of the Republic of Southern Cameroon. And that is the only way. And we can only achieve that by building strong communities wherever we are. I am hoping that in the US where you reside, you guys will take leadership and build this community so that you have the necessary support, the mandate of the people to stand and speak on behalf of our people. And so I'm hoping that you guys will come back, invite all the stakeholders, and let's have a meeting. And we talk on how to set these rules and give you guys the mandate to speak on behalf of our people, following the legitimate channels. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Chris, as you read the pact, and you, of course, have, everybody is waiting for the structures that will accommodate the pact and get everybody working in tandem as Dennis has suggested. There have been questions of getting or doing away with every group and starting something new that engages everybody. Now, I'm saying this to you because you happen to be the vice chair of the Restoration Council. What would you say if the people said, or the majority said, you know what, let's just do away with all the groups and come up with something new that represents everybody, that is refreshing to push the struggle forward? What would be your take on that?
Yes, before I answer the question about getting rid of the various groups, let me back up a little bit, Comrade Chris, and say that this event in Africa, in Ghana, took place in April, this month of April, um, 6 years after we met in Berlin. You remember the Ambazonian strategic group that met in Berlin
Right.
in April of 2019. Um, that is again one of those milestones in the Ambazonian struggle. What just happened now is also similar to. It just happened to happening in the same month. And if you can just keep that picture on the screen for a moment, I would just want to give a face. I mean, give a face and a name to those that participated in this. While Ambazonians look at those pictures, they should know Comrade Elvis Cometa was there of the SENC. We had Debni Yarima, who was also present. We had Marianta Injioma, who was there. We had our comrade Ebenezer Akwanga. Yours truly, of course, was also there. And a comrade Nifang, Frederick Nifang of the consortium was there. Those, of course, at least are the ones that their pictures we have displayed. If there were others that participated, we do not know. Now, if you look at these valuable, important Ambazonians who are fighting for our people, every one of them has a group, call it a group, that every one of them has a group that is behind them, and it is through these groups. I'm coming back now to your question about eliminating the groups, or just getting rid of them. It is these groups that are the backbone. If you want to look at it from the backbone, this Amazonian struggle has many backbones. And if you want to consider their leaders, you want to look at their leaders, the Amazonians will not accept that with the following that the leaders have, we dismantle the groups. If you dismantle the groups, it is like you want to kill it's like killing the struggle in totally. And that is exactly what La République would like to see. If La République has a way of dismantling all the various groups that are behind these leaders, including even the ones that did not participate, that is their goal. That is what they would like to do. So we cannot, personally, I would be against dismantling the different groups. It is through the different groups that we have what I would call membership or participation. The elimination of those groups will simply mean that will simply mean the death of the struggle, which we don't want to happen. Like we said, up to the last man standing, but there will be many people standing when we get to Boya. Many standing rather than dismantling the groups and hoping that with no group available, no membership, then that we are going to get to Boya. How can we do that? We can't. Let's keep the different groups there, and then it is through those different groups that the participation will be strong. A strong participation means if it comes to like raising money, funds to help our internally displaced people, will be there to do it through their different groups. Whether it is taking care of the refugees, they will be able to do stuff like that. So we keep our different groups, and we encourage more people to join whatever group an Ambazonian wants to join. or a person from the southern Cameroons wants to join, we give them that freedom to do so. That's my view.
Dennis, what is your view on keeping or dissolving every other group and forming a united group, as I guess it was before, I mean, from the beginning of the struggle? What is your view on that? Because from the beginning, you will recall we started with SCAPAG, and then it graduated to the interim government, and then at that moment you had the AGOFC, the APLM emerge because we're somehow not satisfied with the way things were put up. But at this moment, what is your take? What would you suggest should be the right direction?
Thank you very much, Comrade Chris, and thank you, my senior comrade. I think you did not probably get what I said. We agree on the premises that groups have played a very important role. But just as a child, you start by crawling, then you walk, and then you run. I think it would be very dangerous if we start by crawling and we stay on our knees. First thing I want to highlight is we have to accept that Ambazonians have left their home territory. We are dispersed all over the world. Now, they pose these challenges in front of us. You have Ambazonians in the United States. You have Ambazonians in UK. You have Ambazonians in Norway, South Africa, wherever they may be. Now, we have groups too. We have group leaders like Chris with a huge following. We have Comrade Ayaba. We have Abdul Karim. We have Wiba. We have Yerima, and the rest. Now, this is a problem that has been, you see, we cannot have 5 people calling themselves presidents of Ambazonia and 5 people saying they have a government of Ambazonia. Those are realities we have to face. Now, with all of these complications, our goal is to form a united front. And for us to have that united front, we need to sacrifice. It's either we say we all come together and have an umbrella organization which accommodates all these groups and other communities, or we're going to stick with the groups and how radioactive it has been in the revolution. You have seen how much faith and confidence our people have lost in these groups, and some of the leaders who have behaved in a way that is not really revolutionary. So, to be honest with you, looking from it from a more neutral position, my goal is if these groups can come together, invite community leaders, invite activists, we sit and we first craft rules that applies to all of us. Now, what will happen? Those rules will guide us, have a structure that brings all of us together. Groups will have their roles to play, communities will have their roles to play, and all of us will have a framework where we speak as one people. Now, this is the difficulties. If we maintain the groups and we have people saying, I'm the president of Ambazonia, this person says, no, I'm the president. Yerima says, no, I'm the president of Ambazonia. Chris Ano says, I'm the president. We will still go back to the same infighting that has existed for the past almost 5 years. I think the best way to have leadership is to bring all the group leaders together, bring the community leaders together, bring the activists together, let all of us sit and have a conversation. Let us write a social contract, an Ambazonian contract that spells the roles groups shall play, communities shall play, so that we don't have lone actors and we don't have people who go against the general will of the people. So I'm not asking us to eliminate all the groups. What I'm saying is that we should regulate the groups in an umbrella structure that presents a united front, so that when we are in the United States, we don't have 5 groups and 5 presidents. We only have one structure that represents the will of our people. It can be made up of a council of leaders. All I'm saying is we should present a united front. We
So in
cannot
that
keep up.
case, the CC Consultative Commission becomes that united front, isn't it?
Exactly.
I mean, I think
Exactly.
you are right there.
Let me,
But this is the problem. This is the problem. If you can permit, you give me just a minute. The consultation process has done a great job, and I want to salute Comrade Mark Cheps and Comrade Neba Fontaine. Even though I disagree with them on certain principles, but I think they have done a great job, and the results are here. Okay, but now this is the problem. What are the rules of engagement guiding us? What stops me from going and creating my own IG in Ohio? What stops Capo Daniel from going to say that he speaks for the Republic of Ambazonia? What stops someone infiltrating and just saying, you know what, I'm going to create chaos? What I'm saying is we need to up our game. We need to have rules that guide all the groups, that guide community mobilization.
The problem though, and I think you and I will all know this, that there is no way living in the diaspora that you stop anyone from doing what they want to do. I think the way to go is to appeal to the consciences of some of these leaders to say, listen, as I said here earlier, no one group, no one leader is going to save Ambazonia for Ambazonians. And so I think we'll rather have to appeal to their consciences. For example, we have this pact going on. We flew to this place and sat there for 3 days, deliberated upon this. Every leader out there was invited. Some did not even care to respond. Some said for one reason or the other they cannot be there, but they are wholly behind it. So you have a situation like this, and there are those.
I think there's a technical difficulties. The volume is not coming out. We have a technical difficulty, please.
Comrade Chris, are you?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mr. Chairman, but Comrade Chris, I think he's having a technical difficulty with his speaker. Let's
From
give
his
him a
end?
second. Yeah.
Yes, possible. Something is happening from his end.
Okay, I mean, while he's getting his speaker working, what I was saying is this, Comrade. We cannot allow things to how people feel. What we need is to set rules that governs all of us. You see, we have to set rules. We cannot allow it to for people to do as they please. That's why we ask communities to come together so we are guided by jurisdictions. Those who are in the US will be governed by the rules governing associations in the United States. Those who are in UK shall be governed by the rules governing associations in the UK.
The problem is what becomes your mechanism of enforcement. That's the problem, right?
Comrade Chris, let me jump in here.
Okay.
Let me jump in here. I totally agree 100% with Comrade Dennis about when he was talking about the structure going forward. What is the structure of this? Call it the movement. I'm going to use that word loosely here. The movement. What is the structure? When we said we maintain the different groups, it simply means that with the unity that we have now, everybody comes together. We create what you can call a memorandum of understanding. That new structure will be something that is inclusive of all the leaders and their followers. Once we have that unity, we can then create or work on what some people will call the nature of this new movement or this new organization. I will give you a good example. How about, this is just an example, how about Ambazonians have a rotating presidency? How about Ambazonians having some kind of council? Okay, some kind of council that handles stuff having to do with let us say humanitarian matters. That is just one of them. diplomacy, defense on the ground. We are defending, Ambazonians are defending their country, they are defending their territory. La Republic cannot come and be killing our people and we fold our arms and just sit there and be slaughtered like they have been slaughtering our people and continuing their genocide on our people. There is no international law that prevents self-defense. We defend ourselves against their genocide. And that would be part of you could have a commission or a committee in charge of that. Diplomacy, humanitarian matters. That to me, that is how that new structure would look like. And then if Ambazonian want to make these leaders that we have now, the leaders of the pact, to head the different commissions, then that is how we should. That is the way to proceed. Where you have different commissions, and then the different leaders head the commissions, and then they can rotate the presidency or the chairmanship of the new movement, whether you want to call it chairperson or president or what title you give leader, overall leader, whatever, that will still be fine. That is how to proceed. But the different leaders will still have their followers, because there are some diehard people that will not join and work with another leader. There are certain leaders that they will say, no, I cannot work with them. But if you bring this structure together with a memorandum of understanding and you create these commissions, that is how the new structure in my view, that is what the new structure should look like.
Comrade Dennis, what is your take on the format of the leadership? Should there be, some people have suggested a rotational leadership within the different leaders, and some people think just get another leader, like in the interim government, someone who stays there maybe for 3 years, maybe 4 years, maybe forever until we get to Boya. What would be your suggestion for that? Because that is the next thing that the Consultative Commission will be doing. The different committees or structures are there. They have been named. We just didn't have enough time in Africa to get this going. But that is the next step they are taking. What would be your suggestion as to how the leadership should look like?
Thank you. I have my little babies here. They kind of distracting me. So sorry about the noise.
Okay.
All right.
That's fine. You guys go see mommy, okay? No. So, please, excuse me. Please, can you take the kids? So sorry for the distraction.
It's okay.
I think I see what Mr. Chairman is saying, right? But we have to be a little bit more pragmatic and honest with ourselves. Ambazonia has a just cause. I'm not stopping us from doing self-defense. What I'm saying is this: we should accept reality. We have Ambazonians who are gathered all over, who are dispersed all over the world. We have some in the US, some in other countries. What I'm saying is the leaders have come together. I still consider that a top to bottom approach. I've been engaging communities, trying for us to build grassroots. Wherever you find Ambazonians, they come together as Ambazonians first, without trying to say we support Comrade Chris Hano or we support A. We first come together as a people. Then now we will have the ability to support the leaders up there, whoever they choose to be. But this is my issue. We need to have grassroots. Ambazonians in the United States have to come together first. We have rules of engagement based on the laws of the United States, guided by the laws of the United States, just as we have the Jewish community
How do
here.
the laws of the United States appear agree with Ambazonians?
It is easy because we live in the United States. We have the right to form a Southern Cameroons Association in the United States. That association will be registered and we'll have a bank account, and we can use it to fund our refugees, fund our prisoners of war, fund humanitarian works. We have the legal right to do that. We can have a transparent bank account where every Southern Cameroonian is required to drop at least $100 every month depending on what we agree on. We cannot keep on fighting for the right to self-determination
But that is what
without
we've
a
done. But that's what we've done. All these groups have done in the past. What difference does that make?
because the big problem is that they have done it like groups, and that is what we call anti-sovereignty. We are a sovereign people. We have the Banjul ruling, right? That
Yeah.
stated that we are a people. That already gave us the right to come together and operate as a people in law. But now what we have been doing is we have reduced ourselves to groups. And now the groups don't have the legitimacy to speak on behalf of the people. What I'm begging the leaders is work with the community builders, go back into the field, bring everybody around the table, let us set rules of engagement following the jurisdiction where we live in. We can still go by another way. We can still have the same leaders come to the United States, organize the community in the United States, set up a structure in the United States that is a united front that speaks on behalf of all Ambazonians. They can go to UK and do the same thing. But this organization will be registered and have designated spokespeople who will lobby the various governments where our people are found. The mistake we keep making is we cannot have a leader, one leader who lives in the UK and he is managing diplomacy in the US. You, Comrade Chris, you are well suited. You, Comrade Akwanga, you are well suited to build a structure where you live and represent Ambazonians at the White House, at the State Department. You go there with the legitimacy of our people and say, listen, I am an Ambazonian leader.
Dennis, you are essentially articulating what we started with. I'm sure you remember. We started with countries and regions in which we handed over certain responsibilities to these countries and regions. For example, we had the UK community. We had the Indiana community. We had what we call the Mid-Atlantic that consists of New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania. We had the DV or DMV community. We had the Scandinavian communities. These things worked for a while, and we realized that it wasn't really happening. In fact, I actually attended quite a number of meetings in the UK to resolve problems. And when it started developing problems, we thought local government by local government, county by county would be the best thing so that everybody can just identify with its community, with its natural community. So what you're trying to say, we have tried that. I do not know that going back to it would provide a solution for the things you are suggesting there, because I really think that maybe what Honorable Chris Ajwe is suggesting about keeping the groups, which you are also agreed to it, keeping the groups and then relying on the groups to mobilize every other community. And you've rightly said it. People already belong to their groups. And if these groups are coming together, let the central body, the CC maybe in that case, mobilize the groups to mobilize their constituencies so that when we say fundraisers, everybody comes from different groups. When we say humanitarian projects, every group mobilizes and others come in. So to me, the group becomes the community. What do you think about that?
Comrade Chris, you want to go ahead before I step in, please?
Go on.
Okay, thank you very much. Chairman, go ahead.
No, Comrade Dennis, continue, please. Just continue.
Okay, thank you very much, senior man. This is the problem we are facing as a people, right? We have Ambazonians who have given up on the revolution because they say there is no unity. We have to accept that reality. We have Ambazonians who have closed their wallets because they feel that the money they give to some leaders, they are not seeing the fruits on the ground. Now, how do we bring back the communities together? You remember in 2017, when we had Skakuf, right?
Yeah.
Our people were mobilized and we supported the revolution with all our hearts, right? What I'm saying is this. we have to accept certain realities now. We have Southern Cameroonians who are all over the world who are eager to join the forum. But the problem they are facing is they don't trust any single group. They have so many groups and it's difficult to keep track. It will be easier for us to go back to a Skakut-like situation where this time around we have the groups asking operating as an upper house, right? And we have communities operating as the lower house. And these community leaders, let's say from Southern Cameroon, we form a community here and we elect people who represent us in the US. People who are in the UK, they form their community. They elect leaders who represent the community of UK. The same in Nigeria, same in Asia. Now, this is the difference. These communities will not be under any group. They are just the people of Southern Cameroons.
So what
If they
becomes
are
of
going
the
to
groups then?
protest,
What becomes of the groups then? What becomes the rule of the groups? Because
now
to
the
me, it
groups are
sounds
going
like
to
further
play.
factionalization.
No, it's more unity. The groups are going to play what I call specific roles. The group can become department. For example, we can say let Chris Anu's group become the department of communication. Let Marianta take over the department of health or humanitarian. What will happen now is your jurisdiction as the communication director, you cover the whole world. You can go from one country, they'll welcome you that this is our director of communication. If Joma comes to the US, we welcome her as the director of humanitarian services. If Akwanga comes to the US, he is the head of defense. He goes to UK, he's still the head of defense. But now this is the difference. He is supported by all the people of UK, not just his group member. What I'm saying is this, and let us be very careful. If we want to maintain the current structure of leadership, we run the risk of creating personality cults where people will support the individuals that they like, not the revolution. So if Chris Anu has a difference with Apanga, automatically they'll be infighting. Because guess what? The followers of Chris Anu will say, I don't want to see the followers of Apanga. What I'm saying is this: we will build a better unity if we start seeing ourselves first as Southern Cameroonians. We have an umbrella structure that covers all of us as Southern Cameroonians in the USA. And then the groups now can operate as specific department in that Southern Cameroon's umbrella organization in the UK, in the US, and all over the world. If we don't change now and accept that we have to be rooted with our communities, right, and build that community that will support the revolution, there are dangers coming. Liberia is trying to tag our movement as a secessionist movement and have us hunted down. We have cases that has been happening in Maryland, which I will not call the name because it's still an ongoing situation. We have the case in Norway with one of our great comrades. If we don't stop and come back together as a bundle of broom, we will face the situation. We will be targeted one after another, and we will be accused of supporting terrorism or secession in La Republic. So what I'm begging us is we should come back to that constitutionality and focus on our sovereignty, come together as Southern Cameroonians, and then we move from there.
All
Again, I
right.
am willing to join the other legal minds for us to work on an article of association or a social contract with all the groups and the consultative conference. But we need to first of all take a pause, come back together, and sit as a people and form a united front.
Well, I guess somebody said the train is leaving the station, and the train is actually leaving the station, and everyone, as you say, it's time to jump on board. Let me get the last take from Honorable Chris on this subject, and then I guess I will open the phone lines and hear what our people out there, especially if you are watching from Ground Zero, like to know what is on your mind. Honorable Chris, please.
I'm still going to go back to the idea of keeping the groups together, getting the leaders to make their people know that we have come together. We are now working as one. However, we have a new structure where uh, that would be that they call it the form of the government. the form of the government, the structure, that form of the government will depend on a memorandum of understanding amongst the leaders and their members. Yes, that it will depend on that. Once we have that and we create different, to me, the best way to run this new movement will be through commissions or committees. You want to call it a committee, that is fine. You create committees, you bring members from the different groups into those committees. If you have a committee, for example, that is handling humanitarian matters, it's not going to be just from one, it's not going to be just, regardless of who is the chairperson of that committee, the members of that committee, we are talking officials of that committee, they are not going to come only from one group. They will come from all the groups. To me, we should go to every group and pick a member to belong to each committee. Once we have members from each committee, then the committees will now formulate the policies that they will use to run the organization or the movement from that point on. About a leader, whether you want to call them the president, chairperson, commissioner, or whatever, the people can decide when what some people call TOR, the terms of the terms of reference, or some people call them their America, they call them a job description. The people will decide on stuff like that. You know, how long are they going to be in that position? If it's a rotating position, is it going to be 6 months? Is it going to be 1 year? Is it going to be 2 years? Rotate. That is a point that the different leader. I mean, not only the leaders, all the members, Ambazonians can decide on that. And Comrade Dennis was talking about creating. We will have to come up with maybe a new constitution or a revised constitution or an amended constitution, because we cannot you cannot have a situation like that without having at least a memorandum of understanding or a constitution. If we have that, I think it's going to work.
So before I open the phone lines, both of you know that there are groups out there that will never see the need to come together to work as a team. And that is the class that I said they are working for La République du Cameroon, not for Ambazonia, failing to come together to work as a team. What would you be saying to such groups out there that just do not see any need? They want to be lone wolves out there. What would you say to them, Dennis?
Comrade Chris, I think that we have the majority of Ambazonians in the pact, right? We don't need 100%. We need the critical mass. And I think that if we are waiting for 2 or 3 outliners, we will never go anywhere. Even the ANC, that was a bigger organization, still had dissidents. But I think, going back to what my comrade said, I think we should understand one thing. We don't have to build castles in the air. What I have suggested is that let all Southern Cameroonians meet first in their various host countries. We organize a conference. Let all of us, we meet in the US. Those who are in the UK, they meet in the UK. Those who are in South Africa and so on, they meet.
Why can't we have a single conference? Nowadays, people no longer travel for conferences unless in terms of the classified. Why can't we have a meeting where people are joining from South Africa, virtually London, I mean any part of the world?
Chris, I'm open to that. My point is we have to first of all meet, right? We cannot just open a general meeting. We need a small meeting with the leaders who have come together to sign that pact. We need community leaders to join. We need activists to join. This triad will now sit and craft rules of engagement, right? With those rules of engagement, we shall decide if we want to go by the communities or want to reinforce the groups. But again, I'm just giving suggestions. What I'm asking is, let us first create that opportunity for these 3 sections of our population to meet, and so that from there we can craft those rules and then now we present it to a people. We cannot organize a 3-day conference and we set the Ambazonian social contract, which will hold all of us and guide all of us towards the restoration of our statehood. Again, nobody has the silver bullet. All I'm saying is the power of the people is stronger than the power of individuals. So let us build institutions that will last, that even if something happens to any of us, the restoration quest is going to continue. If tomorrow I die, tomorrow you die, something happens, we get locked up, the institution that we have built today will live on until our statehood is restored. So I support what you're saying, but what I want us to do is to create an inclusive environment and bring those who really want to fight for our liberation. Those who don't want to join, that's okay, we cannot force them. But I think we have the critical mass now to organize that meeting and bring in the activists, community leaders, and those group leaders for us to pave a way forward.
All right, gentlemen, this is just a smidgen of the discussion that we have to have, the leadership has to have to come up with the way forward. But I think that this discussion is important because it brings in others and they share their thoughts. Like I'm watching the social media commentary here. Some people say, dissolve all the groups. Some say, no, keep all the groups. Some say, have a rotational leadership for the CC, the Consultative Commission, and create the structures. So I believe when the leadership sits down, it will look into all of these to come up with what they think it should work just good for the movement. I will be out and I will be right back. When I come back, I want to open the phone lines, take your questions before we call it a day. So please do not go away. Do not go away. I'll be right back.
Thrive America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country.
All right, thank you for staying put, ladies and gentlemen. At this moment, I'd like to open the phone lines to get your call. The phone line is there on your screen. Now, take note, that is not the number you normally see. That is not the number that we use here on a regular basis. That is a new number. That is the only number you can call to contribute live. That is the only number you can call to contribute live. So you want to make a suggestion, make a contribution, that is the number you should call. And before you call, make sure you turn down the volume of your set. Turn down the volume of your set before you call so that you can be heard when you call. Now, while I wait for your calls, I would like to remind every one of you out there that we have a very, very important rally coming up in Washington, D.C. in front of the State Department on May 20th. On May 20th, a very important rally coming up again in front of the State Department on May 20th. We are rallying there to petition the State Department, Homeland Security, and of course, the entire U.S. government to stop, cease or stop the deportation of Southern Cameroonians. And so if you live in Washington, D.C., in Maryland, in Delaware, in New York, in New Jersey, that is where you plan to be on May 20th. There are thousands upon thousands of Southern Cameroonians out here in the United States who fear deportation. We want to reach out to the U.S. government to plead with them to know that even U.S. citizens who visit Cameroon have been picked up and locked up, and as I speak, they are still behind bars. Talk less of those who are deported to the damn country. So please, join the rally. Now, last week we held a meeting with TPS holders. And after discussions, we are going to hold a second meeting coming Wednesday. That is after tomorrow. We're going to be holding another meeting with the TPS holders on Wednesday, late evening. I think probably 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Washington Time, 7 p.m. The link will be sent out. The link will be sent out for you to be able to join the meeting if you are a TPS holder. Or another option can be just send us an email with the email address AMBAZONIANIG @gmail.com. Then if you send us the email, we will forward you a link to the Wednesday meeting through the email. Again, the email is ambazoniaig@gmail.com. That is the address you want to use. But look out for the link for the Zoom link that will be sent out for that meeting. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I know this is a new phone number and many people don't have it. That is a number you can call. Use that number to reach us here if you want to make a contribution, and you can only call on WhatsApp. Please, you can only call on WhatsApp. So go ahead and use that number to call. Let me get back to the Honorable Chris Ajua. As far as reorganization is concerned in this new arrangement, this new coming together, my question was, what do you do? What do you do? We always have the Sadducees and the Pharisees and the naysayers in the guise of leaders. What do you do when they say they want to go on their own?
Well, like the British say, you cannot take a horse to the river and force it to drink. So we are on this journey for our freedom, our liberty, to get back our independence and sovereignty. And there are those that are dragging their feet. You know, it has been said many times that there are people out there, whatever we are doing, and when I say we, I'm talking about the authentic Ambazonians who really want our freedom. Whatever we are doing, some of them, the ones that are out there who are not interested say stuff like, that one a thing, that one a thing. Well, it's our thing now, but the time will come when they will be knocking down doors or uh, patting parts in the bushes in order to come and register themselves as Ambazonians. So are we going to say, no, we don't know you? No. If they are Ambazonians, they are Ambazonians. But we have to continue to encourage everybody to participate one way or another. There are some that are sitting on the fence and they just need a little bit of nudging, just to nudge them on, and they convince them, encourage them, talk to them nicely, be reasonable, not to start a fight. I never want to start a fight with anybody as far as this matter is concerned. But I try to convince people in my own way, in a very calm, but very serious manner. There is no reason to create enmity and fight each other. No, that will be counterproductive. As far as the leaders are concerned, this is what we do. We keep on asking them to join, call it the bandwagon or the train that is already heading to Boya. We continue. We don't give up. That's my view about it. Just to let them know that we are not giving up. and we still want them to join. Some
All
at some
right.
point, just bit by bit, some will continue to, some will join and some will not.
All
Yeah,
right, thank you. Let's get to the phones. My apologies, gentlemen. I didn't know that number was actually not connected, but now it is connected. And let's get to the phones. Hello.
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 I can-
Comrade Chris, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Ground Zero.
Oh.
That's why I say good evening. I don't know the time you have there in the US.
Okay.
So,
Thank you. Thank you for the call. What is on your mind, sir?
yeah. Yes. It's my contribution. I want to state my contribution on what happened between all the leaders, as you and Mariantas, all the people that happens in Africa the other day.
Yes, you have 1 minute. Go on.
Ground
Many people are calling. Go on.
Yes. The Ground Zero people are starting, they are getting happy already. They are getting happy already. The emotion is coming.
Okay.
The emotion is hitting very high. Because what you just started, people wants to see those things happening. They want to see them happening, and they have started, the emotions are getting high, very high.
Good.
So, what I want just to, I've been following you since the whole today. Since you are on TV, the whole today, I've been following the TV, all the improvement in the TV. One thing that we want to support on the floor here, Mr. Chris, is just to accept and the proposals of Mr. Dennis, saying that you as the leaders, you can become as the like the Restoration Council people. You understand?
Yeah.
Then they should further ourselves, because we are in Nigeria and we came back in Ground Zero, we go to Nigeria. They should further themselves, they should further down. Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Make the point.
Okay, they should further now to share this power, share these powers in that way that you people, the 5 leaders, you can stay like the Restoration Council. Then only watch and see, and if they can give you that position of Mr. Like a pressman, then share the positions like that and make the committees around the world to be headed by another. I don't know. My network is not really good.
All right, thank you. I think you make your point. We hear you. Thank you. The team, the leadership team, will discuss that and we'll see where we go. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Comrade Chris.
Good afternoon, sir. This must be the one and
Honorable
only
Sama.
Sama Thomas.
Thomas.
That is calling.
All right. What is on your mind, sir? Go on. 1 minute.
Let me first of all say hi to our fellow panelists in the studio. My reaction goes to Comrade Dennis. I don't know if that is his name, Dennis or Henry.
Yes,
or
that's
whatever.
Dennis.
I've heard him saying, talking about community mobilization. That is the idea of Edwin Gang out there, that we should organize communities. The question I asked Mr. Dennis and Edwin Gang is, who is that Southern Cameroonian that is stopping Mr. Dennis and Edwin Gang to organize these grassroots communities? Can Mr. Dennis and Edwin Gang tell any Southern Cameroonian that person who is stopping them from organizing these grassroots communities? If they fail in their own bit or ability to organize whatever they think is the best thing that will serve the people of Southern Cameroon from enslavement, then they fail themselves.
Okay,
So
let me
you
put
cannot
it.
organize
Okay,
yourself
all right, all right, all
and
right,
keep
all right,
on
all right, all
propagating that
right.
others should organize what you think is good to be organized, or which you haven't started to organize yourself. Let Edwin Gang and Mr. Dennis organize their grassroots mobilization. When they organize it and it serves all of us and liberate all of us, we will hear them. Other than disturbing Southern Cameroonians and thinking that people who organize what they have organized must deserve and not pretend to be what they want all to be.
Okay.
Let them stop complaining and blaming others for their failure. For they fail, they should sit up and work for themselves other than blaming others who've tried to do something and they are blaming them.
That's
for
a good.
being their own failure. They are
That's a good.
failures.
Hold
So
on.
we
That's
should stop that crap.
hold on. That's a good point. So, in the place of community organizations or groups, what would you prefer to be? Maintain the current groups?
Well, people have struggled a lot enough to organize the groups where they belong.
Yeah.
We've organized the groups where we belong. Mr. Dennis and Adrian Gang should organize what they think or where they think they belong, because they haven't even organized themselves and are struggling to ask people to join what they haven't organized. So what are we going to join now? Because they haven't organized anything. They should go ahead, organize whatever they think is the best. When they finish organizing it and we see that it's not working, we will not say, okay, as this thing is working, we will join it.
All right. Thank you, please. So many calls are coming in. I hear you. Let's get to other callers. Thank you for the call.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's see who is next here. Hello.
Hello? Yes.
Good evening. Where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Okay. All right. What is on your mind?
Well, Comrade Chris, so I just want to, Comrade Dennis, everything he said, I think I totally agree with what he's saying. I'm not exactly sure what Sama Thomas was saying. I'm not sure what's going on with Ngang or whatever the guy's name is, but what he's saying, I think, like they say, if you continue to do the same thing over and over, what we've been doing in the past is not working. There's been a lot of Southern Cameroonians who've left out of frustration, and they're not coming back, obviously, because things were not working. I was happy to see Comrade Yerima. You know, he had his own IG in South Africa. He was in the pact. I was happy to see Akwanga. He had his own Sokadev. He was in the pact. I was happy to see you in there. You are IG, Washington DC IG. Everybody cannot be having a president here in Washington DC. Have another president in South Africa. We have another one in Norway. Just having leadership all over the place. So what he's saying, I totally agree with him. We should find a way to I heard what you said. You said something about how we're going to enforce it. Okay, that's something that we can sit down and talk about. But to me, I think, again, what Comrade Dennis said was, okay, if let's say you have your own group, another person has his own group, and then you start having differences, people are just going to be loyal to those subgroups instead of having this one big umbrella group that we're talking about. Because
but that is a danger. When people get disgruntled with it one big group we're talking about, then what do? They just walk away from to nowhere, isn't it?
Right, but that's the point, Secretary Chris. Look, if we had this one, if we all first of all see ourselves as Ambazonian, right?
But that is the problem. Many haven't seen it that way. Remember, we still have the IG and then different factions. You have the AGOFC, you have the APLM, you have SCNC, you have SCAPO, you have SCAM, all these different groups. So, if you say, let's all come together, let me make a point.
What is the purpose?
Let me make a point. If you say, let all the groups come together, and then they all come together, and then at the end of the day, the spirit of fatigue comes in. You said many people walk away. There are various reasons for which people walked away. This is not we don't have time yet to enumerate that. But it wasn't just because of leadership, different factors. Many people came into this struggle thinking that it was going to be over in 2 months or in 6 months. They didn't realize they were going into a war of liberation that could take decades. And so they got fatigued and they moved out. But coming back to the point.
What was the point?
Yeah, coming back to the
point for you guys coming.
Coming back to the point. Coming back to the point. I think I am ready for anything. anything that would work and save the struggle and save Ambazonia. But I think ultimately the leaders will meet and use contributions like this, like yours, to decide how to move on.
Okay, I mean, I like the fact that you guys came together, and I think the reason why you guys came together is because we're trying to create this unity that we've not had for so long. But if we come together and we still keep doing the same thing that we've been doing in the past, I think that's something that we should reconsider. I'm
All
going
right.
to yield the floor to you. Thank you.
Thank you for the call. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Where are you calling from, please?
Yes, I had a call from the great state of Illinois in Chicago area.
Okay. What is on your mind, sir?
Yes, I want to first appreciate all the leaders for coming together. That one at the first step. This is something that all of us have been crying and waiting for it to happen. Like I said, it's just the first step. And you have said, all of you said, the revolution is owned by the people. And as it was demonstrated in 2017, that was the 22nd and the 1st of October of 2017. I want to agree with Comrade Dennis, because when this revolution started, the people owned it and they demonstrated it. Now it has metamorphosed into many groups, and those groups exist, but they don't have the support base. For us to build back that support base, we must go back to the grassroots. I don't know what formula, but that is where we have to begin to build that support base. And I think, and this moment is a very good moment, because if you want to build a support base from outside, like in the diaspora, particularly at this moment where the US want to turn and their back for Southern Cameroon by ending TPS, it will be a reawaken call for so many Ambazonians where they for diaspora, and they don't be fed up with the leadership. This is a moment where we turn them into an opportunity where it will benefit the revolution.
All right.
So,
all right. All right. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the call. All right, the phone line is still open, ladies and gentlemen. You can go on to make your call. We have just a few minutes left to be here. Let's see, get to the next caller. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you are calling from, please?
Calling from Meme County, Ground Zero.
From Meme County, Ground Zero. Wonderful. What is there on your mind, sir?
We need to understand that God is the leader of Ambazonia. God is the one that scattered them. And God has started to bring the leaders together. So the people need to pray that God should lead them. All what people are saying, that is their own thought. But they need to take the thought of God. One time God told Isaiah 55 verse 8 and 9, that your thoughts are not my thought, neither your ways are my ways. We need to pray so that God should give us the direction. Because Ambazonia is a godly nation, just like the Israel. There was a time that Israel was scattered. You have 10 tribes went their own way, then 2 tribes went their own way. But the appointed time, God brought them back. So we need to pray. Now that God has started to bring all the leaders together, now we need to pray for God to have his way, for God to lead you people. That you are leaders, you need to pray that God should lead you people. One thing that I want Ambazonia to understand is that Ambazonia is Ambazonia. Anyone that a different thought, or because it belongs to a different leader, but let them remember that they are Ambazonia. And what is their aim? What is their purpose? Their purpose is they want to take their nation. They want to go to their own homeland.
All right.
And if they take their, yes, that's what we need to understand. We need to pray. We need to pray, Chris. We need to pray. Let God help you people and lead you people. Now that you have started to come together, it's God. So God
Thank
need to
you.
lead people. Thank you. God bless you.
All right, thank you. All right, let me give my panel here. Oh, I think still have calls coming. Hello. Hello. Lost that caller. Let me get to my panel here, give them 1 minute each. 1 minute each to round up because time is not on our side here. Let me start with Dennis, but Dennis, just hold on there. Let's get this caller before I get to you. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Can you turn down the volume of your television set and focus on your phone, please? Turn down the volume of your TV set and focus on your phone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, go on. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, hello?
Yes, where are you calling from?
From Ground Zero.
Okay, what is your contribution? 50 seconds.
Yes. My contribution, maybe say, I beg una for that side. Yes, because which we the Chris Anu and the other leaders and they don't come for unite, it be very good. Yes, it be very good. But if somebody they come now today for bringing your own ideas, say they for create some certain groups, then before they come together, they will bring us disturbances.
Okay.
They will bring us disturbances. Which we will need them. We just need that say the stage where they don't reach there now because they don't use resources them before for reach stage where they go hold a meeting for Africa. So which way they now say need to continue for that position to go ahead. Any man want join, he join. You know one join, you stay back. We not to deal with the people.
Right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for the call.
Yeah. Thank you too.
All right. So let me get to Dennis. You can see people are torn between your opinion and the status quo. Not just really the status quo, but leaders working as a team. Let me just give you, please, not more than a minute because we're out of time, please.
Yes, Comrade Chris. I thank you very much. Ma, talk this one for pigeon, so all the people that be here. I want to just thank all of you now and for this time. My prayer and I say make we find a path forward where we could bring people them together. You know, no man no get the gold, the silver bullet. But I think say if we come together as one people, we'll rub our minds together, we'll seek the opinions of all the stakeholders there. We'll come out with a structure just as we get Skakov before, where we do a lot of gains for revolution. So again, no money opinion, no small, no money opinion, no over big. We are all equal in front of our maker. At the maximum ancestors then guide we will get the humility, the honesty, the sincerity, and integrity to come together as a people. We'll form a united front and we'll fight for the restoration of the statehood. So thank you very much, and I appreciate you, Chairman Chris. Thank you, Brother Chris, and Newsman. I hope again we'll get opportunity to talk more.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Honorable Chris, please. I know two Chris's here, but you know this other
Yeah,
Chris is a head of state, so you are a citizen.
yeah. Thank you, Comrade Chris. May I talk this one for PG, and my message they go now for all Ambazonian them. We no go tire. We no go tire for fight this war. Person where a be serious say he want for join. May we free we own country. We country where God be give we God will give papa and we mammy them and their papa and their mammy them. And for we own Pekin and Pekin for Pekin. Make all Ambazonian that tie their belts. They know say this war where they fight against La Republique. We dey fight correct. Na war wey God dey support am. Because the thing wey we dey do na the correct thing. So nothing not there way we feel say we be guilty or we dey do and so with the shame. You do thing where you not correct thing where it be right. God it will be with you. You not get for fear anything. So I did send my message now for all Ambazonian them know it don't matter who side you day for this world, whether you day now for Ambazonia grounds yourself, whether you day now for any place for Africa, or now for Europe, or now for America, Australia, China, any kind country for this ground. If your heart tell you as a gate for B, say we find a true fight, no give up. Support this group them way we don't form them so. All this we lead at them. We they turn up for before for we. May wanna support them, wanna encourage everybody, may they fall behind them so that we, we continue this fight for free we country. So that we own people they feel be happy. They enjoy their own country we God we give them. Thank one and all.
All right, all right. Thank you both very much for being part of the broadcast. So I look forward to bringing you back again. This debate is only just starting. Thank you. You have a great night, sirs.
Thank you.
All right. Ambazonians, that
Thank you very
is
much.
all the
Thank you.
time. That is all the time I've got for you today. I look forward to being back here on Wednesday, with more insight to what is going on in the struggle. I want to believe you all have a great night. Thank you and God bless. Good night.